Okay, this is N4LQ, calling CQ the Old Friends Net for 160 meters. CQ, the Old Friends Net, 160. November 4, Lima, Quebec. Steve in Shelby, North Carolina, calling CQ the Old Friends Net. The Old Friends Net meets here every night at 8 p.m. using amplitude modulation only. And we take a list of check-ins and we pass it around in old-fashioned round table system. So give me a call now if you'd like to check in.
N4LQ, WB4NKL.
Oh, that sounds good coming out of my PMR7 here. I tell you, I just prefer listening to it. It's that squelch control works pretty good too. I can turn the noise down, and it's a usable squelch. Anyhow, anybody else want to check in?
This is November 4, Whiskey Delta.
Well, hello, Bruce, N4WD. Haven't heard you in a coon's age. Well, glad to have you. And we'll pull you through here. Let's see who else is here tonight. Now somebody's working up a carrier, just need a little modulation. This N4LQ, check in to the Old Friends Net, give me a call.
WFD Whiskey Foxtrot 2 uniform.
Alright, there's modulation mirror. WF2U, N4LQ. Yeah, well, got a good strong signal, a little heavy on the modulation, but I don't know if you just need to back the audio modulation gain down a little bit or what, or maybe it's just me, I'm not used to this PMR7. Anyhow, anybody else want to check in? Alrighty. So we got the following tonight: N4LQ, WB4NKL, and then over to N4WD, and then to WF2U. And I was up there listening to the AMI SwapNet a while ago, and I heard the guy looking for a navigator. So hope that works out for you, Cliff. And you can lighten your load to Orlando a little bit. Let's see, not too much going on here today. I got the desk arranged a little bit, put the PMR7 up on top of this AF67 to keep it warm. definitely going to keep it warm enough, that's for sure. And so there you go. Cliff, what you been up to today? WB4NKL, N4LQ.
N4LQ, it's WB4NKL. Hello, Billy. You'll come after me, I guess. Well, I hadn't done a whole lot. It was pretty nice here earlier. It warmed up, and I got a walk in. And then after lunch it started raining. It's still raining, been raining off and on there all afternoon and evening. So Bruce, you're sounding good. Good signal up here from Georgia tonight. And looking forward to seeing you maybe at the Dalton Ham Fest coming up here before too long. I'm planning on going down to Orlando next week, and we'll be at the Dalton Ham Fest 2 weeks after that one. Yeah, I heard that guy was looking for a navigator, Bob. I think we talked to him on the Old Friends, but I sent him a picture, and he's interested. And it's about a 4.5 hour trip for him to come up here, so he's going to talk it over with his wife. And I told him I'd be going to Orlando. He's welcome to pick it up down there or whatever. But he's going to get back with me. I think he wants it. So I'll send it on to Bruce, N4WD. It's WB4NKL. How copy tonight?
Okay, WB4NKL, N4WD. Copy real good. There, Cliff. 50 degrees here and drizzling. Light, cool drizzle. And I'm hoping the amplifier stays up. I'm like Steve. It flashed a tube. Well, instead of replacing it, I replaced all four with some I've had on the shelf for probably six or 7 years, and it had two of them flash. So it's got two new, two old in it. Hopefully that'll hold up for a little bit. Here it comes, Leader. WF2U, N4WD. Everybody sounding good.
Yeah, Roger. N4WD. And this is WF2U. Good evening, everybody. Steve, Cliff, Bruce. Signals are good. Bruce, you're a little bit weaker than Steve or Cliff, but still very good signal. I can't give you a signal report by S unit because the R392 meter only reads dB over noise level. You're about 25 or so dB over noise level. And Cliff and Steve are something like 45 to 50. But good copy, nevertheless. And Steve, the non-modulation, when I came on the air first, is not that there is no modulation, it's the auto-tune. When I turn it on and switch to another programmed frequency, the auto-tune works and tunes it up, so it inserts a carrier to itself, and then the light comes on that shows me that it's tuned. Takes a second or so. And there is no microphone gain control here. It's an internal control when you do overload of the radio. It's a matrix thing. It has a compressor. I was trying to install a microphone. So I backed up a little bit. Hopefully pick up the standing of the fan and the dynamo noise from the T195. So the net this afternoon was pretty nice. Oh, really? In the morning. Yeah, in the morning that was nice. The conditions were pretty good and the noise was very low. Signals were good with a little QSP on some. And I guess looks like my AF67 was doing it okay without an amplifier. So I thought that careful. So putting out about 100 watts carrier into the headset half wave. So with that, I guess it goes to you, Steve, and you probably go to stand back for me and check it. So N4LQ, this is WFU.
Yeah, okay, Mir. WF2U N4LQ. Your carrier stayed up there okay, but your modulation is fading severely down to like almost zero, and I turned the volume up pretty loud to try to hear you, but need to take a look at that. And there goes the phone. Oh, suspected spam. All right. Anyway, let's see if I can hear Billy, because Cliff said he could hear him in there. So, Billy, come on in there and give us a buzz here. KO4SSY and 4LQ.
Yeah, alrighty. Well, I was hoping you could hear me. If not, I as well shut it off. N4LQ, KO4SSY returning. And hadn't heard you in a while, Bruce. Good to hear you. And good evening, Cliff. Just on this old solid state stuff. And into an amp. This is the Commander Brent H2500. Looks like we got about probably 180, 190 carrier there at the present setting. So, anyways, not a lot else going on. Let's say 7300 in the Commander. So, struggling to hear Mir. There's somewhat of an interference just off to the side. Started seeing some maybe a little bit audio to it, but mostly just electric, barely below on my readout. Oh well, anyways, back to you, Stephen, 4LQ, KO4SSY.
Okay, got you. KO4SSY and 4LQ. Yeah, I was able to copy it just fine. 190 watts out of the Commander. Doing a good job, Billy. And I think you said a 7300. Let's see if anybody else wants to check in. Call in 4LQ.
W4JPL.
Okay, W4JPL. Good evening, John. Wonderful to hear you tonight. And let's see, you're going to be coming after Billy. So go ahead and make a transmission, then give it back to me again.
All right, well, good afternoon, good evening, boys and girls. W4JPL here in Liberty, North Carolina. It is currently something outside because I can't see, 42 degrees outside, so it's a little chilly. Didn't get a lot done today. Well, I got a lot done today, but I didn't get a lot done today. We did our exercise thing in the morning, ran to a bunch of stores, and then I came back and finished up the NC300, and 303 rather, so it's downstairs. It was playing, sounds good, looks good. So that's pretty much all ready to go. The only thing I got to find now is a Dow key. I got a box of Dow keys somewhere, and I got to find them because the Dow key I got hooked up to the Valiant and the SX101 is one I made probably 25, 30 years ago, and it's wired into the SX101 with a couple plugs, so I'd rather not disturb that. I'd rather just get another one of my Dow keys out and hook it up and make that system work. So that's what's going on here in the loony bin. Over to you, Steve, N4LQ, W4JPL.
Well, good. I'm glad you got the 303 all done. And are you going to pair that up with the Valiant or and get it on 160?
That's the idea.
Excellent idea. All right. Well, anxious to hear that. Makes a good combination. And yeah, Dow keys. I got some here. I don't know if they're 12 volt or 110 or what. I haven't been using them since I discovered the RF sense switch. It just makes life so much easier. And you can get those Chinese ones now for $45, and there's some U.S. dealers probably get them pretty quick. And Jim, the guy that's been checking in the morning, he got the MFJ 1708B, and boy, he's real happy with his. So it just makes life a lot easier that way. Anyhow, I guess I'm able to hear everybody tonight. Amir was just kind of hard to pick out there for a while. I'm not sure what the deal is with the audio gain, but we'll try again and see what happens. So let's see one more time, see if anybody else wants to join us. This is N4LQ. Go ahead. Well, nobody there. All right, Cliff, go ahead. WB4NKL. N4LQ, and rain is supposed to be coming in here too. I didn't even know it was supposed to happen, but yeah, I think we're supposed to get about 1/10 of an inch or something. Go ahead, Cliff.
N4LQ, WB4NKL. Okay, good evening to John. Sounding good, John. And Mary, I agree with Steve. You're a good carrier here, but the audio just sort of faded out there the longer you talked, and didn't get much of the last of that. You know, it's supposed to, let's see, what did they say? I think it's supposed to rain on through the night and into the morning, and then it's supposed to clear out about 10, so that'll be okay too. Copied you good on the commander, Billy. Everybody's coming in a good carrier. Even on Mir, he had a good carrier, but it's supposed to rain on through the night. Everybody else is about got the meter pegged on this Hammerlin SX or Hammerlin HQ 140. I've got a PMR7 over here. It's working on for Dave. That's what I've been messing with today, Steve. He brought two of them over, two PMR7s and a little power supply that's got the meter built into it. I've never seen one. But one of them, PMR7, looks great. I think he said he got it from Lee, the meter in the PMR7. It looks perfect. And then this other PMR7 don't look so good, and it don't work so good. Somebody's been in and changed a lot of tubes, and I'm trying to get it straightened back out, but I don't know. It's a pretty good project here, looks like. So, Bruce, I wonder what kind of amp you're running there. What are you running down there? You said 4 tubes, I guess 811s or 572s or something. N4WD, WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff, N4WD. Yeah, it's AL811H. It's got the 4/8s in it. 811. It's got the 811s in it. Yeah. So I gotta order me some more if I can find a good matching 4 of them. Right now it's running 2 new, 2 old. So I know it ain't running balanced, and I'm not running it hard here. Probably about 80 watts peak carrier, I should say. But yeah, it sounds like you got your hands full there, and Steve's right on that keyer TR switch, the solid state one. They do save a lot of trouble. I've collected 2 or 3 of the old style over here, some with stuff I've replaced, so that ain't hard to do. And Mir, they're all right, man. You show good carrier here, but you started out with good audio and then just slowly went downhill. So let's see what you're doing now. WF2U N4WD.
Roger, N4WD, and the rest of the net, this is WF2U. Well, Steve, that was an experiment. You said that my modulation is too heavy, so I made it too light. And not for nothing that they call this microphone noise canceling. You have to talk loud right into it, And that's the way I was used to doing it in, while I was in the service using military radios. You practically swallow the microphone, and that's what I'm doing. So as soon as I get it about 3 inches away from my mouth, you can barely hear it. It's the M29B microphone. It's a carbon mic. It's a cartridge that if it goes bad, you just unplug it. It's kind of stuck on the side of the handle. I just pull it out, unplug it, and plug in another one. Anyway, so that's the way it works. And now, and of course, the audio feed goes into the receiver too. So once you're modulating, you hear yourself through the audio chain in the receiver audio chain. So, Billy, you're coming in fairly well. Again, I can't do an S reading because the R392 does not have an S meter. It's just a carrier in dB over noise level, which is you are about 20 over noise level, which is low anyway, but good copy. So anyway, so it goes then to and hi John, good copy on you also. You're not very strong, but nice and readable. KO4SSY. This is Whiskey Foxtrot 2 Uniform.
Alrighty, Mir, WF2U and the group, KO4SSY returning. Yeah, we, let's say it should be doing fire, so I could help it along, but don't really want to. I don't have to. It seems to be cruising quite well there, so anyway, just figured I'd check in. I hadn't been radioing just a whole lot here lately. A lot of other stuff going on. Some of it being purely stupid. But I'm not going to go into that. My wife's been making fun of me all evening with good reasons. But anybody that do what I've done should be made fun of. But oh well. I guess I paid for that experience quite well. So anyhow, everybody's sounding good, not really paying attention to signals per se. Just heard you quite well that time, Mir. Copied everything. So anyways, on over to you, John, W4JPL, KO4SSY.
All right, Billy, good deal. Yeah, I got a good copy on everybody. Mir, on that last transmission, I thought maybe you're a little too close to the mic, but I don't know, maybe it's just my receiver here. It could be. I guess Steve can tell you better than that. Well, fine business. Well, tomorrow's going to be another fun day. I got to get up at 6 a.m. so we can be over at the YMCA by 8 o'clock and get our exercise in. We like to do it 2 days a week, so we've been doing Wednesday and Thursday. The instructor on Wednesday, God bless her, is the better of the instructors we go to, but man, she is loud. The woman does not have a volume control. I think she was born with a megaphone in her truth, so I wear earplugs to that one, but we do get our exercise in, and she's so good and fun, it goes by pretty quick. And then what we do is after we do all that exercise, then we go and have a sit-down breakfast, figure that out. So any gain we made by exercise, we lose by going to the restaurant. So, and then of course we got a bunch of stuff we're going to do tomorrow. So that's what's going on here. N4LQ, W4JPL.
Okay, W4JPL, excuse me, N4LQ. Very interesting. Work out then eat. Well, you know, sounds like a lot of fun. Glad your XYL can get out and do that with you. Mine couldn't do that, but anyway, I took a walk today, and I'm getting about 2 of them in a week. I need to get back to one every day, but just the weather just didn't suit me. I don't like it when it's cold. It was 52 degrees today, and to me that was like freezing. So I put on my heavy coat, my gloves, and my flop hat, and tore out up the road using my walking stick, and managed to get back. But got some pretty steep hills to climb here. Now let's see. Yeah, Amir, I can understand you. That's about all I can say for it. It's real overmodulated, and at least you didn't fade out. So I don't know what kind of controls that contraption has on it, but it sounds like a carbon mic. I didn't realize that. No wonder. Yeah, it just sounds real distorted and overdriven. And you know, you can see, I can tell about where 100% is on the spectrum that I'm looking at, and you're way up there above that. So you're blasting something out in there. And then if you, like you say, if you back off too far from the mic, I thought maybe there was some kind of a gain control knob or something on that gadget, but I don't know anything about it. Well, let's see. Okay, on the PMR7. Yeah, I'd like to have that power supply. I'm hoping to get Lee's meter. I'd like to have that meter on his PMR, maybe somehow, but that would suit me just fine. I'd hook it up to this PMR7 and make good use of it, and then I could give real accurate signal reports that way. Anyhow, let's see what else is going on here. Got some Amazon shipments today. Took the microphone back to UPS, so it's on its way back to somebody. That Aesthetic company is very complicated. It's gone through several different owners, and I don't know. I can't really figure out who owns the company now. It's a mess. But at least we know it was made in China. And that's strange because it's, I think, their most expensive hand microphone, but it's the most cheaply made. And that switch is just ridiculous. So they've gone bonkers on that thing. I sure wouldn't recommend it, although it does sound decent. Anyhow, I'm just using the D104 again. I guess I'll stick with that until something else comes along. At least I've got a 4-pin to 1/4-inch stereo adapter built up now, so if I run across another 4-pin mic, I can give it a try real quick. Oh, also got my Noctura fan in today. Noctura fans are probably the quietest fan made, and it goes underneath my SDR receiver, which is fastened to the wall with a bracket, and this fan screws to the wall under it and blows up. It's got a couple of L brackets holding it away from the wall, and I had it's a little 3-inch fan that made too much noise, so I got this Noctura, and now you literally can't hear anything. You have to look at it to tell it's running, and it blows about the same amount of air, so they're amazing little fans. Okay, on the flashing tubes, Bruce, I guess you're talking about your 811H, and man, sounds like you went through some tubes pretty quick there. Sorry to hear that. Those things are getting expensive. And I don't have any plans to go to Hamfest. I sure would like to see you guys, though. I'd like to see Bruce down there at Dalton. I don't know. I can't think of any way I can pull that off, but hope you have a good time there in a few weeks. Over to you, Cliff. WB4 NKL in the group. N4LQ.
Yeah, N4LQ, WB4 NKL. Yeah, you're going to have to try to make some of these Hamfests, Steve. I've got to decide. I was going to take that Navigator as one of the things I was going to take to Orlando. have to find something to put in its place. I'm just going to take one table, so I'm not taking a whole lot of stuff. I've got an amplifier I need to sell. It's a Heathkit Warrior, and it's got a fairly new set of A11s in it, I think, Bruce. They're Taylor tubes, I think is what was in it. I picked it up here a while back, and I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to just let it go for what I gave for it, $200. So it'd probably be almost worth it for the tubes, but pretty good looking Heathkit. Don't have 160 on it. It's one thing wrong with it though. And let's see, not too much else going on. Like I say, Thursday I'm not going to be able to make down to the old friends. I'd like to be there, but I got a dentist appointment this Thursday at 11 o'clock. So I guess that's out. And let's see, that's about all. I'll send it on around again. N4WD's WB4NKL.
Okay, WB4NKL, N4WD. Okay. Yeah, I had some, I bought them from DX Engineering, geez, 6-7 years ago. Marathon tubes, 811, 4 of them. Then they just been sitting on the shelf in the closet. And when this one flashed, I did this. Yeah, this tube's bad. I put another one in its place, and then another one of the old ones flashed again. So I put another one of so I just put all the new ones in it, and then I had one of the new ones flash. So I ended up, now I got two old, they even got labels on them, and two Ameritrons in it. So, yeah, and $200 is what a set of tubes goes for now, 4 of them matched. They're 50-something bucks a piece, or right at it. And the ones I had in the closet still had the receipt in them, and I think I give 30 a piece for them. So they've really gone up. We won't hold it. We'll see if Mirror's going to hang there with us with his carbon mic, and wish everybody a good week to come. And hopefully we'll keep this one going and get a set of tubes ordered. Or if it's something out in the dog there and want to get rid of that for the price of the tubes, we might work out something there, Cliff. WF2U, N4WD.
Okay, N4WD and the group WF2U. Just before I continue a long-winded discussion here, Steve, how is it now? Over.
Oh, that's a lot better, Mayor. Sounds pretty good now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I reverted back to my military days with the volume of my voice. The microphone is close to my mouth. But I'm speaking softly, and not the way I would be doing. I guess I just reverted back to about what, almost 50 years. Anyway, so I guess that's the right volume for me. Anyway, again, everything sounds good here. All the rigs that are on the air today. And John, congratulations on the NC303 that you worked on, and obviously it's working. And Steve, I have a surprise for you. You were looking for a T150, and I found one. I thought that obviously I have two. Because if you recall, I said that you can have magnets, and I didn't find it. I said that you have to sell it. So I went through my storage area here because I want to clean out a little bit so I can bring in some other rigs. And lo and behold, I found the T150 that I know why I put on the side, because it needs a little restoration. It has a broken, there is a resistor on the chassis. I forgot the value. It's like a ceramic body. It doesn't look wire one, but I don't know, it might be. It's broken, so it has to be replaced, and I think it needs to be recapped. So since I'm coming to the luncheon, I'll bring it. So that's, then you can play with it. I don't have time. I have other projects. So anyway, with that, I'll turn it over to Billy. KO4SSY. This is WF2U.
Alrighty, Mir. WF2U. A little harder to copy for me that time. It takes a little bit more audio on the distance, I reckon. But I could lean in there and hear you well enough. So, well, Cliff, I don't need no more stuff like which I'd have rather gave you that money that I just lost and wondered how it was done, but oh well. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. That ain't nothing new for me though. I gotta start writing stuff down. Darn. I guess it's on that. I guess it's too long since you bought them to make them warranty them things. They're still new in the box. I think I'd be trying to. They may not even still be in business, or you may not have bought them from like ORF parts or something. Don't know, but I'd definitely be trying to find out. Jeez. Probably if it were mine, I would, let's see. Yeah, you can put 572s in that thing. I'd probably put 572s in it if it's mine. That's what I would look for and put in it. Healthier tube anyways. I don't know, they may not sound as good. I've always heard the 811 sound better, but probably in that instance, I'd probably go with the 572. Bustier tube, I guess you could say, or whatever, but anyway, it's not mine, so it's not probably what you would do, but anyway, I've never owned anything with the 572s or 811s as far as amplifiers like that. Really, especially since I've been in ham, all I've got is transmitters, basically, except for the, I had that 41000 of Olaf's for a while. Seen that thing for sale again the other day up in Ohio. You've seen that one that's on QDH up in Ohio, that's it. Hadn't, until I got this Commander. And the 8K Henry, which that Henry needs to, I'm going to try to probably advertise it for too long, see if I can move it on down the road. If they'll sell for what the guy that told me he'd sold 2 of them for. Anyway, this thing here seems to do very well. It did not like the, it says it'll take 50 to 80 watts drive, I think is what it said. I'd have to look back at the manual again. But it did not like the LMAC into it. So I'd say that's not a true statement for these things. It likes this okay. I don't know what I'm putting into it. Probably 35, 40 watts. You know, but it sure did not like the LMAC into it for some reason. I don't know. Let's see. W4JPL. Over to you, KO4SSY.
Alrighty, KO4SSY in the group. W4JPL. Okay, fine business. I got a good copy on everybody. N4WD is a little late, but no problem. I could copy what he's saying. I don't have much to add here tonight, so the only thing I'm going to say is I'll be listening for a little while. And Cliff, I was just wondering if you had any update on our friend Terry, because I wasn't able to get on this morning, and I won't be on tomorrow morning either. I'll be out trying to get healthy. 73, God bless. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow night. Over to you, Steve. N4LQ, W4JPL.
Okay, John. You don't have anything to add. Well, add this, 811 and 572. See what you get. Where did they get that? Why did it go from 811 to 572 since they're not that much different? I always wondered that. Back in 1969, somebody gave me an amplifier. I was sitting here looking at a picture of it that I have from 1969, sitting on my desk, pair of 811s. It was a self-contained little amplifier, and I drove that thing with everything that my Phase Master 2B could put out. Let's see, that was a Lakeshore Phase Master 2B with a single 6146. It probably put out 40, 50 watts CW. I drove that thing with everything it had, just on CW. And of course the tubes got red, and I had no way of knowing what the power output was. I told everybody I was running 500 watts, which made me feel good. Anyway, that's what I did. I don't know whatever happened to that amplifier. It was pretty ruggedly built, I guess. But that was my first experience with 572s. Then somebody else gave me an amplifier that had sweep tubes in it. Oh man, that thing had like probably 6 or 8 sweep tubes, and I did that thing the same way. Man, those tubes would get red hot, and I was blasting away on CW with that thing. I guess you can get by with a lot on CW, especially if it's a linear. A lot of that power just goes right on through, comes out the other end. Let's see here. Mir, I'm sure glad to hear that about the 150, and I'll certainly be glad to get it and see if I can nurture it back to some degree of health anyway. Hope it sounds as good as John's. That thing is John KZ4B. That thing really sounds good. So that is my goal anyway. Let's see here. What else did I have to talk about? I don't know. $200 for a set of tubes. That isn't bad. I tell you, these days, I think that's. I think for about $300, I can get a set of 3-500s. I should buy that set that K1VVC has for sale. I think those are Chinese. I guess they're okay. Some kind of weird brand I never heard of. Oh, Cliff, by the way, just for your FYI, I got 450 out of my Navigator. That's what I put it on QTH4, and I had it sold in about 5 minutes. The guy sent me a note, said, I'll take it. I said, fine, 450. He said, yep. He went to the bank and put it in a money order in the mail right away, and I got it a few days later, and about a week later he came and picked it up. So that was a good deal. Over to you, WB4NKL, N4LQ.
Now, N4LQ, it's WB4NKL. Okay, Steve, yeah, I remember when you bought it over at Asheville, so you done quite well on that, I guess. That's when it had the little homemade modulator with it, seems like. I wonder if you let that go, or I just kept it. John, last I heard from Terry was yesterday. Brandon sent me a text that Terry's ex-wife had sent him. and they were trying to get him to eat. He just don't have much of an appetite, but he is able to eat now, I think. So that's the last word I had is trying to get him to eat, but no appetite. So, and that was like yesterday sometime. I'll keep that in mind on the Navigator price and everything, Steve. This one probably looks as good as the one you had, but plus it's got the original wigwag meter in it, the Johnson meter. So, but I don't have a whole lot in it, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Bruce, I'll let you look at that amp when we get down there to Dalton. I'll give you first choice at it, and I'm not planning on taking it to Orlando. It's too much trouble to load, take down there, haul to Florida and around. So I'm gonna just haul it to Georgia instead of Florida. But I'll bring it with me to Dalton. So, Billy, you keep on talking about something embarrassing and rather give me the money, so you might as well tell us what it was that happened. Don't sound good, though. Go ahead, Bruce. N4WD, it's WB4NKL.
Okay, N4WD. All right. Let me make a real quick break here, Cliff. What do you know about Taylor tubes? You know anything about them? They're sold by RF Parts.
Yeah, I think that's what's in this Heath kit was Taylor, but they're I guess Chinese too. They're just selected. They say they're selected tubes, but this one I loaded up. It puts out about 500-600 watts. What it's supposed to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Taylor 572Bs from them are good. Count. They're for a 4-pair was like $90. And the 572Bs, I thought about doing that too. They might be a little more stout in there, but don't know. And they run about the same price in the Taylor tubes as the 811s do. So, yeah, chunk it on. I'll make a boat anchor out of it and use tubes if nothing else there. So everybody's starting to fade a little bit in the ocean waves that are starting to come in. So let me give it back to Mir while we can still hear him. And appreciate the information, and I'll look for you in Dalton at the end of next month. WF2U. Oh, Mir. That Collins 392. Yeah, 392. I got one of those I bought from a guy, and with a 24-volt solid-state regulated power supply, and that thing is, that's a good old receiver. I might hang on to it, get rid of the 390. It's a lot smaller and doesn't weigh as much. WF2U, N4WD.
Roger, N4WD and the net. This is WF2U. Yeah, Roger. Everybody still sounds pretty strong. I have, except for occasional QSB, but not really fading away. So I guess conditions are sort of local, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen here, but right now it's like a normal little up and down. And I just have to find a right volume to talk into this mic. The T195 /GRC19 does not have any option to use any other microphone but the system mic or other carbon mics. It does not have a dynamic mic input like the ART13, for example. And my setup is completely original with the original cables, the mounting tray, just the way it's set up in either in the, I think it was called the 120 GRC 124 shelter. That was before they got the GRC 106, which is the 400 watt sideband transceiver system. That was the mobile setup for medium power, and of course, Bruce, the R392 is the receiver that goes in the GRC19 system, and the interface goes into the T195, and it feeds audio back and forth, because you can connect your microphone actually to one of the receiver audio connectors, because it's parallel. It's just parallel to the one in the transmitter, and the transmitter side tone comes through the receiver. So I'm hearing myself talking here. So anyway, it's so Steve, I'm going to load the P150 in my car, and I think I have the manual for it in a PDF. Just in case you don't have it, I can send you the PDF file, and then you can print it out for yourself. What time is it? Oh yeah, okay, I have another 10 minutes or so, to stay here. So yeah, Bruce, the receiver is a nice receiver, and of course, as you said, it's just the mobile version of the R390, basically, and it's using the 26 volt, 26 to 28 volt plate voltage tubes in the whole setup, in the whole receiver. And that's interesting, that at one time they came out with these 28 volt tubes just so they could save on another dyno motor or something, but they perform fairly well. Billy, it's your turn now. KO4SSY, this is WFTU.
Well, I'm here at WFTU, KO4SSY return a pretty fair copy that time. Audio was better, so I don't know if the band was better or just in the mic a little better, but anyway. Well, Flip, I pulled one of the stupidest things I've ever done, I reckon. I was needing into my Apple ID, couldn't remember the password, couldn't get it reset because I couldn't access the email that was associated with the account. So I called myself going through Apple ID to try to fix and alleviate the situation, and somehow I ended up with some scammers and going against every red flag in my body, screaming, telling me no, and me pissed off the whole time I was doing it. I ended up letting them scam me out of about $500. So, stupid, really, really, really stupid. That makes me so darn. I come home tonight, my blood pressure was plumb through the roof. Just furious. But lesson learned. I don't even know how I got sidetracked or slammed with spammed or whatever, but yeah, anyways, like I said, went against every red flag, knowing better the whole time, knew it wasn't right, but needed information that I couldn't get, and And then today I did finally get a hold of the right people, and then sure enough realized real quick the whole other deal was a scam. That's all right, I got phone numbers and stuff. I've got the police working on it. I may not ever get my money back, but maybe I can have them stupid suckers busted. Well, we'll see. JPL got out, so it's back to you, Steve. N4LQ4SSY.
That sounds complicated. All right, Billy. And let's see, Amir, you're sounding a lot better now. And I had an R392 for a short time. I didn't keep it too long, but it worked right out of the box. I think I picked it up at the AWA auction a few years ago, actually, and I ended up selling it. It's pretty good. I'd always wondered if you, let's say you hooked your antenna to the 7300 and found a signal that was S9, and then tuned the same signal in on your R392 and then noted what it read on that meter and how many dBs it showed, that show you where S9 is about, and then from there you could go up over S9 and say you're 10 over 9 or whatever. At least it'd be a crude way to get a signal report out of it. I don't know. Let's see here. I wondered about the, I don't know if you guys, any of you ever had a night R100, but I always had the impression they weren't too good. I never did actually own one. I don't think. If I did, it wouldn't have been for long. It had circuit boards with tubes in them, and that's always, to me, anything I've ever seen like that has a hard time surviving the heat. Stuff cracks and chars and everything else. A lot of the Heathkit stuff did back in those days. A friend of mine had one, and I think I tuned around on it one time, and I didn't think too much of it. But I wasn't listening to AM. It may do pretty good on AM. Who knows? It's kind of a cool looking thing. Has that Hammerlin look to it, and does a good job of matching the T150. So there you go. WB4NKL, N4LQ.
Well, N4LQ, WB4NKL. Yeah, I've had a couple of them. I've still got a real nice one that I got just because it was in good shape and it matched the T150. They work pretty decent for, you know, our general coverage, and like I say, they're cheaply made, I'll put it that way, the way they built that printed circuit, and they got the band switch wafers solder into their own printed circuits too, and they solder into that main board. Seems like it's what I'm going from memory, but they do work. You know, they're pretty sensitive and not real selective. I believe they've got a Q multiplier in them. But I've got the night kit station here, so I need to get it on the air sometime. The T150 and the R100, and got the T60 also. That's my transmitter I started out with, and I hadn't heard anybody running one of those on AM yet. So I need to fire it up on AM and see what it sounds like. Probably sound like the rest of the screen modulated stuff. All right, I'll say about getting on 9 o'clock. I'll say 73s, and Billy, sorry about the scam. That makes me mad. All these people out there, that's all they do, I guess, full time, is trying to scam people. Terrible thing. But 73s, we'll look for everybody in the morning or tomorrow night. So go ahead, Bruce, N4WD, it's WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff. N4WD. Oh, that sounds good. And yeah, Anyway, we'll say 73s also. Hope everyone has a good rest of the week. If we don't catch you tomorrow night, the amplifier don't hold it. And I think we'll order some of those tailors just for the heck of it. But after I call them, the price might go up. It's what they had on their website, but it'll get me started to have something just in case, because if I don't, I ain't gonna have nothing. And the SB200 don't work on 160, so I'm gonna have to dig it out and brain it up and clean it out anyway, just for the other band. And I could use some 572s in it anyway, so I think I might order the 572s, try them in the 811H, and get another pair for the, wait a minute, no, I can't do that. I got a spare pair on the shelf, and no, I don't think they'll take them back. They're date stamped, and they're about 8 years old. They ain't been used, but they're about 8 years old until recently. And I brought them up without, no, the caps off, run them for about 4 hours, and all of that, and everything looked to be good until I did keyed it. Once I keyed it, and then that's all she wrote. And before, you just turn on the AC power, and that's all she wrote. So we'll keep on trying. Mirror, down to you 73s, everybody. Y'all take it easy. Don't get your feet too wet. Hopefully California won't flood off, wash out in the ocean. WF2U and 4WD with the belt.
Yeah, Roger, N4WD. And Annette, this is WF2U. Yeah, very good, Bruce. And everybody. Still good copy. Chris and Bruce, Billy, John, and yeah, it's time for me to go in as well. Time to let the dogs out for a little bit before the XYL gets annoyed that they are still barking outside. So they're going out for 15 minutes, and they get in, and the XYL can turn in and go to sleep while I'm just wrapping up some stuff. And then tomorrow I have training. I have herding practice, so I'll be in Bostic until about noon. And so say 73 to everybody, and we'll see you all probably tomorrow night. So with that, it goes to Billy KO4SSY, and I'll just listen to the end, and I'll be out of here. This is WF2U.
Mary, I kind of lost you in the shuffle again, that go around. So. I'm talking in the back of the darn microphone. Probably can't hear me anyway. Darn, what an idiot. I just feel really stupid today. So anyways, everybody's signing out, so I'll get out of here. Also, too, put a ribbon on it, Steve. Maybe we'll catch you in the morning. Good Lord, with nothing bends breaks your tires. I got enough money to get to work. N4LQKO4SSY 73.
Well, you know what you can do is just chalk it off to cost of education, and tell yourself you took a course in finances or whatever, learned a great lesson, paid for it, and now you can go get yourself a diploma somewhere and print it out and hang it on the wall, and you'd be proud of it. Oh well, anyway, Somebody's got a BC 348N on eBay for $59. Buy it now. Shipping's only $25. If anybody's interested, it looks a little, well, it doesn't look too bad. It's missing that flat plate on the front that's often missing, and looks like somebody tried to put a meter in the front, but otherwise, I guess it's there. I don't know. That's pretty cheap, though. They usually go for a lot more than that. I'm not interested personally. Okay, guys, thanks for showing up tonight. It's been fun. 73s, and we'll shut her down. This is N4LQ. Good night.